What is happening, you wonderful people? So last night I got a chance to go see Death of a Unicorn. And in this film, when a man and his daughter accidentally hit and kill a unicorn with their car, his boss tries to exploit the creature's miraculous properties with horrific results. That's all I can say without giving too much away. Let's talk about it. So with Death of a Unicorn, I was actually supposed to see this film at South by Southwest. Sadly, did not get to see it at South by Southwest. I was in line, but the line was almost wrapped around the whole entire building, so I was in line, but I just did not. They gave me a red card, which means if you get a red card, you're probably not going to get in. And I was one of the ones that I was right by the door. Me and other people were right by the door, and we didn't get in. But with Death of a Unicorn, I had no expectations. But I saw the trailer and they released it, and I was like, oh, this looks like this might actually be a lot of fun. I like Jenna Ortega. I like Paul Rudd. I like Will Poulter. I like everybody in this film. Richard E. Grant. So I was like, okay, we might have something here. And I gotta say, I didn't fully love it. I didn't fully love the film, but I enjoyed it for the most part. It was a lot of fun. So let's talk about the positives first, and then we'll talk about the negatives. So yeah, with Death of a Unicorn, it's fun for the most part. Like I didn't fully love it, but I enjoyed it for the most part. It's fun, and I thought that Jenna Ortega and Paul Rudd, they were great, and I thought the acting as a whole overall was great in the film. It's not like Oscar worthy acting, and I thought the dialogue in the film was fine. It's not Oscar worthy writing or anything, you know what I mean? But I thought the acting was great. I thought the acting was fine, and I'll tell you who stole the show. While Jenna Ortega was great, while Paul Rudd was great, while Richard E. Grant and everyone here was great, Will Poulter stole the show. Will Poulter was absolutely hilarious in this film. Just some of the things that he was saying in this film, some of the things he was doing, like the way his character was written, and just how he, just some of the things he said. I wasn't belly laughing. I wasn't laughing until I couldn't breathe, but I was like, that's actually pretty funny. I love the way his character is written. I love how they wrote him and how witty he is and how charismatic he is. I thought he was great in the film. And, going along with that, not all of the humor lands, not all of it lands, but I thought the humor was funny. Again, I wasn't laughing till I couldn't breathe or anything, but it was funny. It was funny, I thought. And, while I didn't feel the chemistry between the characters, I didn't really feel Jenna Ortega and Paul Rudd's chemistry at all. Like, nobody had chemistry in this film. And while they're father and daughter, you don't feel their chemistry really. And it's actually intense and thrilling. It is. It is really intense and thrilling. And people were saying that it's reminiscent of Jurassic Park. At first, I couldn't see that, but then it slowly like went on, and I was like, yeah, I could kind of see that. So it is reminiscent of Jurassic Park. It has those Jurassic Park esque moments in it, which actually works. It feels like it may be familiar at times, but it works, and it feels very unique in its own way. The movie does. Like, it does feel reminiscent of Jurassic Park. It feels like it could be in the Jurassic World universe or Jurassic Park universe, but it feels unique in its own way. And the VFX on the unicorns look good, in my opinion. It does. And the thing with the film is it gets more interesting when the second act starts. It does. Like, at first, I wasn't sure if I was getting into it, but once the second act hit and then the third act, I was like, yeah, I'm actually feeling this film. Not fully loving it, not fully loving the film, but I'm feeling it getting better and better, and myself becoming more interested in the story and what the story had to offer. So yeah, with the positives, I mean, there are negatives as well. I enjoyed the film. I did for the most part, but the thing with this film and I have a few negatives. But my main issue with the film is that the story is not, and I don't know if I'd say it's my main issue because I have a few, but the story is not as interesting as it should be. It's not. And it's just, I feel like the story as a whole, something was lacking. It felt like something important was lacking overall in the film, in the main story. And I can't figure out what it is. I don't know. But not all of the humor lands. For the most part, it does. But there's some times where the humor doesn't land. But for the most part, it does. The pacing could have been tighter. It felt like at times that it was fast, and then it felt like at times it was slow. Like at first, when it started out, it was going really fast, but then when it went on, it started slowing down and slowing down. I'm just like, this pacing isn't working. It's not as tight as it should be, you know? And I think with the film, it overstays its welcome. It does. It goes on for way too long, and it overstays its welcome, and you're just like, I'm enjoying it, but this needs to be maybe a hair better, you know? And it just feels very familiar. It feels like a movie you've seen a million times before, and you know how it starts, you know how it ends, and the usual tropes you see in all these movies, they're in there. The cliches, they're in there. And, you know, overall, I enjoyed the film. I did, but with these negatives, all the ones I just named and touched on, it could have been a better film. I didn't fully love it. It could have been better. So yeah, overall, Death of a Unicorn was a good time. It was a good time, but there are things that I would have done differently in the film. But the positives in this film are good. Like I like the visual effects on the unicorns. I like the acting. I like some of the humor. I like most things in this film. I do. So with Death of a Unicorn, I'm going to give this film a 3.5 out of 5 stars. And for this film, I'm going to say dedicate your time. I'll say dedicate your time because it's a fun film and majority of people are really enjoying it. So that'll wrap up this video. Thank y'all so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, do not forget to subscribe, like, comment, share on this video. We are at 824 subs. Next week milestone is 900, reaching that quickly. And then 1K is a big one and beyond that as well. And if you're new as well, I do movie reviews, TV show reviews, trailer reactions, movie live streams, movie news, movie rankings, all that wonderful movie stuff under the movie umbrella. And again, let's talk about in the comments down below. I want to know what y'all thought about Death of a Unicorn. Did y'all like Death of a Unicorn? Did y'all not like it? If y'all have not seen it yet, or y'all planning on seeing it? If not, or y'all going to wait till to see it on streaming? Let's talk about it down below. Keep talking movies, wonderful people. Cheers.